Hi, Chuck. What's up, Kit? How's Missouri today, other than hot? Well, when we got here, it was 95 on the weather bug. So we waited a little bit, went to the big WH Waffle House, had us a little breakfast. At dinner time, Delmonico steak, medium. This is right up 8 Ranks Alley. Hash browns, smothered and covered. 2 eggs, medium. 3 strawberry jams, A1 sauce, and healthy wheat toast to round out dinner here in Dalton, Georgia, on June 26, 2025. And for those of you that are first time with us or watch this in the future, why do I tell you that? Because you're live. What's happening right now, right here, is right now and right here. So after we're done with this tonight, you'll go into the library for the lives, Lives. Once Casey does his magic stuff that you've watched the last couple weeks from the studio, and he throws a thumbnail on this, you'll go into the Trackside Live library, where you can watch this for eternity. And if I tell you this Saturday we're going to go do something, you'll know not to rush off and do it in July, because it was this coming Saturday. So, June 26, 2025, what happens here? You know. 3 to 6 seconds later, yes, that is a rooster in the heart of downtown Dalton crowing. So either he's confused dawn or dark or morning or night, but he is crowing. So, southbound, northbound, CSX, W&A Sub, next over, Atlanta North District, Norfolk Southern, CSX yard lines over that way. We have a crossing down there, crossing down here. We are at the park. I think it's maybe Webb. It's a new park, so we're here at the park by the old control tower. We got signals looking south, signals looking north. Nothing's going to sneak up on you guys tonight. So, we got the scanner on. We have a new antenna on it, so we're hoping we get better reception tonight. We'll see how that works. And what else? I guess that's all the news I have at the moment. Anybody trackside, let us know. Dirk, you been out taking pictures today? Chuck, you got it all under control, I hope. Yes, that rooster's still crowing. So, there's the new antenna on the scanner. Let's see how this goes. And just to give you a little pan of the area. Thunder and lightning in Cartersville. Well, that's not a good thing. We've got blue skies and white clouds behind us. We got gray sky kind of clouds and sky over there. And if I swing you all down to the south side looking towards Cartersville, we've got blue. We've got the rooster over there. All blue and pretty and calm and all the other things that you would want this to be. Over Kid's house, he's just to the north of us, so if anything's coming down CSX, he'll be telling us ahead of time. Mike. CSX. Q1, Q2. They're on the job. They keep me out of trouble. If there's a crisis, they start saying, Mike. And then we always try and catch a sunset for Mama Bear and Tara. And that rumor that it's Tara is not true. It is Tara. T-A-R-A. So make sure you spell it right and make sure you say it right. Here's the old control tower that we're next to here on the edge of the parking lot. And Kid does have us all covered. Storms are approaching from the northwest. Still looks good to the west. All right, well, I think after I show you the old control tower here where they used to throw the switches from, and right next to it is the old passenger depot, which they are currently working on, and I don't know what the outcome is, but the fact that they're doing something with it is good already. There you are looking to the north. Eventually you'll end up in Chattanooga. But immediately, once you go north on the Atlanta District Line, Atlanta North District Line, you'll end up at Varnell, Cohutta, Appleton, Ottawa, and then on into Chattanooga. For CSX, Tunnel Hill, Ringgold, Graysville. Yeah, sometimes them fingers just all get in the way. Graysville, where the bird cam is, at the 122.8. Right before it crosses into Tennessee, there by East Ridge, goes past the golf course, and then past the airport, Coffee's Cliff, and on to Wahakshee. No siding cars tonight. Not a one. We got a clear vision from there to there. And since we do have a little cloud cover, we're going to move over here to where production 6 is and work out of the tailgate tonight. And yes, the CSX track inspection unit was through here last night, and Kid got a picture of it. Kid gets an A+ for catching that yesterday. And we had 2 Heritage locomotives through here yesterday, so it was a big, big day here. All right, since we moved, let's get straightened up here, because we are currently just a tad crooked. So let's get that fixed real quick. Make a great big camper on wheels. We've got some folks arriving here that might be bringing some band and musical instruments. Not really sure. We'll see. And we'll keep in the background the light. Somebody sounds like they're down there throwing rocks. Quiet Thursday evening. So let's go ahead and get the rest of the stuff set, situated, and see what's next. Our first train out of the box tonight, NS northbound, kind of short, 2 by 0 by 0. Let's see, a report just came across on the Penn Central NS 1073 27 minutes ago in Alto, Georgia, ALTO, Georgia, the NS Greenville District. And he is headed to Irondale, Alabama with 4594 leading that train. Let's see if we got anything else exciting possibly for our area. Atlantic coastline, Madison, Tennessee, going north. And a couple YN2s floating around for CSX. Let's check that radar since we heard there's some storm activity here in the area. We do not want to get rained out, but so let's see what we're dealing with. Let's try that whole now thing right now. Oh, could be a challenge for us, depending on where we are standing. Says come about 8 o'clock, we might have a problem. And it is traveling pretty much straight eastward. If you're up in Hayesville right now, you are about to be wet. And according to this, we might have until 7:30 before we get in trouble here. So let's just kind of watch, see how this goes. Like I said, at the moment, we have blue skies in the direction that it's coming from. So that's the good news. The bad news is that it is coming our way. That is not good news. At all. So we're going to keep an eye on the weather, because obviously that is one thing we can't change. So we get past problem 1, which is 95 degrees heat. That alone causes both the MiFi that sends out the signal and the recording device to be very angry. Electronics do not like heat. Monday, one of the CR writers, condition report writers at the office who works outside, his tablet had this huge, terrible looking picture telling it that it was hot, it wasn't going to work, and it was in peril. There's this huge red thermometer and these pictures and what have you. So the solution is take the handheld tablet, shove it in the freezer at the office, the cafeteria. So, well, sounds like somebody choked the rooster that time. Oh, I'm a little large there. Thank you. Hear him? He's over there somewhere, right on the other side of those trees. All right, Jonathan, I read that, even though I'm trying to work from the top down. I love Scooby-Doo. I used to watch all them, then they changed it from the original. It wasn't nearly as good. So let me get caught up. All right, kids sweating to death out there in Missouri at 91 degrees in the shade. Chuck, he's hanging out where it's kind of nice and cool at the moment, and he's taking care of everything at that part of the world, up in Chattanooga. Yeah, I know, roosters are supposed to wake you up and then go back to bed. Obviously, not all roosters read that manual, especially this guy. He crows all day too. Kid, Mama Bear, glad to see you guys are great. I do. I've got tea from Waffle House tonight. And I got backup gold tea. I had him fill the ice to the top, so when I run out of tea, I'll pour some gold tea in it. So I'm into the tea, unsweet, and I even have a straw tonight, believe it or not. And don't forget, speaking of pictures, since Dirk brought that up, every week, whatever you see, catch, anything train related that was exciting to you, get your picture or videos up to 30 seconds. And you don't have to worry about editing them and spending 17 hours. Just send them in. It's fun times on what you saw. Could be an old Norfolk and Western car, an old Southern car, or a particular locomotive, or a switcher unit, you name it. Just whatever it is that excited you this week. railmoments.com, drop it in the mailbox, and then we'll go live from the studio at 5:30 on Sunday, and we'll show everybody's picks of the week that they sent in. Dirk, you keep an eye on it. Let me know when I need to bail Bob bail if the rain's going to hit us. Keeping an eye on the lights. We're red north and we're red south. Yesterday, what Kick's talking about was CSX GMS2, and it's a rail inspection unit, and it was super cool looking. Went right through here last night, and I think it was on Monday night. We had the old Pullman car, could have been Tuesday, an old Pullman car at the end of a CSX track. That was super cool. Right here, they've got a different kind of base between the tracks, real hard, where the ballast is different right there. I'll show you all here in a little bit. Like I had a muddy spot or something. Yes, that is going to be the next Winnebago on the track for Q1 to ride through and make sure not only is Mike doing all right here trackside, but the tracks are doing all right. Kit, I hope you're right, because I would hate to have to end up early tonight. We can stretch this out as much as possible. I don't know, Chuck. I think maybe they're bringing it early because if you're going to have a music event, well, maybe I'm getting old. You'd have a music event going on by now, and there's no cars here in the parking lot, except the Edge Business Systems truck and the cleaning folks that are here in the building behind us. So, oh, and the pigeons. Hey, Rick, how are you? I'm glad to see you survived your day. When we got here, the fire alarm was going off in one of the buildings with that thing, so I was thinking, whoa, we'll get to see some fire truck action, but the only people here are me and you guys. Jonathan? What was, oh, the Mystery Machine. We'll have to get an AKA Mystery Machine on the side of Production 6. That's right. Snuff the rooster. Show him who's boss in Dalton. Breakfast at Kid's house. Fried chicken breakfast or fried chicken dinner. And you're right, kid, and nothing beats Waffle House. I'm sorry, but it's like a good old-fashioned milkshake. Chocolate ice cream, milk, stir it up, and drink it. Not all this stuff that McDonald's uses. Nothing against McDonald's. Everybody in McDonald's, chill. But, you know, the good old days, you went to the drugstore or your local soda fountain or wherever it was. We even went to Howard Johnson's and sat down at the food bar, and even the Woolworths. Order up a chocolate shake. Oh, you'd get served to you a big old glass. Spoon, straw. Oh, yeah. Now they have that, oh, hand scooped. But it's not, and then it's ice mix and what have you. It's hand scooped, but it's not ice cream. The other day I went to a popular drive-thru. Matter of fact, I guess I can say this, I went to Sonic. And I wanted a root beer float. It was a hot day after being on the track. Driving along, and Production 6 flashed a message across the inside of the windshield. It said, Mike, I think you want a root beer float. So I pulled in to the drive-thru, and I got my root beer float, and I proceeded down the highway, and as I dove my straw down into the very bottom, I was enjoying my root beer, and all of a sudden I was out. Just poof, out. And like, hey, I know I was thirsty, but I didn't know I was that thirsty. Well, come to find out, they filled the bottom half with ice. Then put a little bit of ice cream and a little bit of root beer and a lid and charged me a bunch. I did not consider that a root beer float. Dirk, if Ain't Right gets on here, you're going to get his whole dinner menu. And it's usually pretty awesome. Anybody Kid? Anybody Trackside other than Kid? Because Kid literally stays Trackside. When he hears a horn 53 paces from his step to the track, and he's taking pictures. And between 2 and 4, Mama Bear says those trains just roll them right out of the bed. They blowing horns and clanking by. Mama Bear, that's quite a recipe. I like that. All right, everybody, let me get out of your way. Let's get the feel of the track, the wind blowing through your hair, the excitement of the signals, the smell of creosote from those railroad. Oh, here, I talked about this a little bit ago. Here, we're going to look at this. All right, this is on the CSX track. Here you're right here. Look at that, good old ballast. Ballast there, ballast there. Now, right over here, all of a sudden, it's rock. Brown railroad ties and nice flat rock. You could walk down there all day. So, ballast, manicure. And it runs like that for a little bit. Now, let's see if we can pull off this next exercise. Don't know if we can, but we're going to try. Ain't Right's into the spaghetti with homemade garlic bread. See, I told you guys, as soon as Ain't Right gets on here, y'all are going to wish you were in Kentucky at the Ain't Right table. I was looking to see if I could find when this was made, but we do have, let me find it here for you. There you go. Welded rail. Take us back to the south. It's just that time of the day. Y'all saw it with the recording device. It's kind of half daytime, half nighttime, and depending on what the camera's trying to adjust to with the lighting that it's faced with. It gets all confusus, and Q1 and Q2 say, Mike, we're a little fuzzy, not real clear, but if we bring it in a tad more or a tad less, it's able to adjust itself quickly and get you back to a quality picture. And then we struggle with the amount of heat because the quality of the signal going out while you at home, when you're watching stuff or playing games, you're worried about the quality of the signal coming in from your provider. We're worried about the quality of the signal going out as we interact with the studio for us to be able to go live through YouTube. So the signal goes to YouTube, loses about 40% of its clarity and quality, and then gets sent back out to whatever type of device you're watching it on. We have one person strolling across the top. Of the overpass. Oh, Robert, we had baked beans and slaw and potato salad from Memphis Barbecue last Friday at the office. Memphis Barbecue up in Ottawa. We're not funded by them, sponsored by them, or anything. We are just food eaters of their barbecue. We had it at the office, fed, I don't know, 50, 60 people. Oh, you take that potato salad and lay it down, then put those hot baked beans on top of the potato salad, throw that brisket, those big old juicy moist strips alongside it there on the plate, get you some Memphis garlic bread, saturate with barbecue sauce, special recipe, and can you say yum? Woo! So, ain't right? You're making me think barbecue for lunch tomorrow already. Gotta go see the doctor in the morning, so no ice cream or anything tonight. No eating dinner late. I gotta try and behave. Acts like trying to keep the fat kid out of the chocolate cake with chocolate ice cream. Let me tell you, I can put away some chocolate cake. Like Mama Bear makes. From scratch. I know kids spoiled. Oh, that poor pig. Well, I guess it'd be that poor hog. Oh my goodness. Now Rick's hungry. Rick, so far everybody but you's eating well. I ate, but not as good as those recipes we're looking at right now. Woo! Next load of tank cars that come across here, we're gonna be carving on them. Got some gray skies moving in. Yeah, Rick can tell you guys how good that barbecue was. Rick hangs out at my place sometimes too, at the office where Chuck hangs out. Actually, we all kind of work there. Rick looked hungry last Friday, so I thought I needed to feed him. Scanner's so quiet, I wasn't even sure it was on tonight. Whoa, what a difference from the last 2 nights we were down here. Must be a problem somewhere we don't know about. Oh, that's such a love story. Mama Bear won over Kid's heart right through his stomach. That's my kind of a hero. Yep, you saw it. Rick's got both thumbs up on the Memphis, I don't know, Memphis Street Barbecue maybe is the name of it. It's across from the nursery, next to the Made Right sandwich place that puts the sandwiches in the vending machines and stuff in Ottawa, across from the nursery there. Well, you guys, I don't know the last time we waited this long for a green or an amber or an anything. It's very unusual. Kid went down on the knee right there at the stove. That is my hero. Good job, kid. You discovered and you kept her. Good job. That is a love story, isn't it, Rick? Makes you want to go over to the house and see what's for dinner. Oh, we got pigeon alert. Where are the little bird brain fellows? There they are. Up. They got bashful. They heard you guys were looking, and off they went. Into the distance, faster than I can follow them. There they go. Up, up, and away, pigeons. Flying over the rooster. Now they're turning around and going that way. They must be homing pigeons headed home. They just had to figure out where home was. All right, we're back on the southbound signals. And I did see something about a sign that said something off the rails, so I'm guessing we're going to get music here tomorrow. I'll have to read the sign, or we're going to have it Saturday, but there's definitely something. There were new signs up at the park here at the amphitheater about riding off the rails or something. Oh, you guys are hanging out looking at the southbound signals. Tell you what, I'm going to throw the bird cam on and we can hear the scanner from that end as well. Hi, Tony. Pedestrian on the track. Well, there's our excitement of the night. Well, one thing, although pending rain is not a good thing, it sure left 93 degrees in a hurry. I just tried to pull up. Yeah, Tony, the office had a big storm this morning too, but we didn't have a single thing at the house. I just got trying to pull up the bird cam, but unfortunately, when we went live, we knocked the bird cam off the live because the bird cam has a massive scanner capacity that can hear everything from here to there and back again. Our scanner is completely quiet. Not even a small church mouse is on it. And we've got red in every single direction. And how unusual is that for this hotbed spot where we generally can't count them all? And now even the rooster got quiet. Boy, is that breeze ever picking up. Q1, Q2. How's it feeling over at your house? Wow, I cannot believe how much the temperature has changed since we got here. Amazing, as a matter of fact. We still got blue skies to the right, but we do have gray skies to the left. And we got red lights northbound and southbound, as you can see. Hey Tara, I'm sure by now you read my note to you, but I just loved the way you filmed that train on that old long lazy S curve or whatever you want to call it. That was one great shot. I enjoyed that immensely. And man, you got a lot of horn action at that crossing. Who is chasing the steam train this weekend? Down to Somerville. And as you know, starting today, the forecast says 10 days of rain and thunderstorms. Thunderstorms over the next, I think it was 6, and then rain the next 4. If you have not mowed your yard, now could be the time. If you want a rail fan and you have a car that is metal, now would be the time to get one of those umbrellas that stick to metal, and you can put it up over your window and you can sit along the track with the window down and rail fan and stay dry. Now I gotta tell you all a funny story. I went out and got one of those metal umbrellas. You just stick it to the car and put it up, and you have instant sunscreen, rain screen, whatever, in preparation for all the things I thought I would need when I got production 6, when I was still working out of the flex. So lo and behold, the day comes along and I get the Ford F-150 off-road 4x4 with a V8, like I was told to get. That would be the perfect thing, so I can go wherever to catch a signal or a train. And the first day I got ready to use that umbrella, I brought it out, got it out of the box, went to stick it on the truck, and it just fell over. And I'm like in a ponder. And then I try it here and I try it there, and then I find out the Ford F-150 is all aluminum. So, one lightweight truck with no magnetic umbrella. So, as a result, we have, as you already know, the hitch umbrella that goes in the Ford hitch slot, and then we stick it up from there. Pigeon overhead. One lonely pigeon overhead. If y'all get tired of looking at those southbound signals, let me know and I'll give you some time on the northbound signals. Or if y'all prefer a particular direction, you let me know. I haven't even heard L808 tonight. We broke the dry spell. We got past 93 degrees, and you guys just got to see a top green. That's got to make somebody smile. It did me. Well, hey, Crash. Tara, Crash, thought of you today. If my memory's right, because it's been a hectic day, Tara, but if I remember right, you saw Crash on a train car, but you weren't able to get a picture of it in time for Crash. I think that was our conversation from earlier today. Boy, the flies are out tonight. Woo! I got the fly swatter out. Somebody's gonna get it. All right, anybody want to guess what we have coming? I know, a train. Can't get anything past you guys at all tonight. And believe it or not, this will be train number 2 for the night. Usually we're on 5 by now. So we've been arguing with the red lights and trying to get the reds unstuck. So, Crash, all the way up to Virginia, you were thought of today, where she wished she could have caught that picture for you. And we could have shared it on Sunday. Crash on the car, because Lucas right now has 2 LUKASs that we have caught. What were they last week, I think, Lucas? We got 2 Lucas last week. Thought we had a Tara, but it wasn't an R, it was an H. Boy, they were confused how to spell Tara. That was like 1-800, oops. Wow, it's amazing how nice our breeze is, but I know that we only have the breeze because Dirk told us all about rainstorms. Crash, where are you at tonight? You trackside? And if you're in Cohutta, can you see the signals, or are you just hanging out in Cohutta? It has been crazy quiet down here tonight. I mean, crazy quiet. We only had 2 pigeons even stop in. That's really unusual. Must be limited grain supply tonight. No, Eugene, I have not gotten a letter from you yet. But now that I know I'm going to get one, I'm excited. When I open it and all that $10,000 in 20s falls out, I'm going to say thank you all the way up to you and back. All right, you guys. Oh, everybody duck. You can see on the flag a little low to the ground car there with a big old fin on the back of it, like he was going to hit 100 going through downtown Dalton and use it as an air stabilizer. You can see our flags. This bee could be too big, Mama Bear, but oh, Gold Peak tea coming out. It's a little warm, but we got it in the cup. So, if you look that way, you you see the flags kind of blowing to the right. We're here next to the Edge Business Systems truck, delivery truck, which hasn't moved. Well, it's been there every night we've been here. But that's what it looks like southwest. That's what it looks like to the south. Y'all are getting your geographical lessons here. Southeast. And then we go over here to the northeast. But if we go to the north, we should be just fine. And that's looking kind of towards Kidd. Kidd's right about there on the other side of this building. So this was all gray just a little while ago. Since we know that's the direction of our next train, might as well get you guys ready. We have the beautiful green dumpster right on the other side of the depot that they're working on, where there's now a porch where once upon a time there was the banquet room. Oh, noise on the scanner finally. Not much noise, but noise. Yeah, we got train visitors. Still got our green to the south. And we've got Crash to the north of us, working on pulling a couple down our way. So, our visitors didn't stay long. Oh, we got track crossing again. Wonder if the rooster's in the bag. John told us one of the last times we were on, there were 2 tracks that used to be over there. Now they're gone. We might be settling in there. And there's a stop sign on either side of that pillar, and there's no track or anything there. Just 2 stop signs. And our flags give you an idea how much the breeze has picked up. Where they were just hanging low earlier, kind of straight down. Now they're kind of straight out. Awesome to watch our flag and think what it stands for, and all the folks before us that made it possible to still be there today. As Independence Day is just 8 days away. 3 days off from work. Oh, there goes the fire truck across again, but he's just going in slow mode. So we'll watch the flag for a sec. It's kind of a beautiful, warm thought. everybody. The sky is changing all around us. The gray's moving. The breeze is coming and going. I don't know what's next or how long this is going to last. I'll take you back to the signals for a moment. Oh, we got moving at the stop sign. Dog barking. Right behind the stop sign again there. Dogs are barking. There, now you got signal lights and people. Siding track, main track, and a stop sign. And a green light. Hey, hey, Crash has horn. And for those of you wondering, Crash is, let's see, Cohutta, probably 9 to 10 miles from us to the north. Eugene, you have my Facebook address, don't you? Uh-oh. Well, the phone's getting low on battery. No, behind me. Here, I'll give you a little tour while we're hanging out here for a moment. Right there. Right on the other side of this eggs truck is a new pavilion park with a covered stage and build up, kind of like a small amphitheater in the heart of downtown. And there was a parking deck here that they tore down. This is an old office building. I don't know what's in it. I have to read the front of it. But it used to connect to the parking deck, which is where we are in the parking lot for the new park that's on the other side of this truck. So, like I said, I don't remember what kind of building it is, or I mean what's in it. And then it connects to another old building. That's Peacock Alley on the other side. And you're in downtown Dalton. The fire station, the downtown fire station and city buildings are all just on the other side of this. And then, right here is the old control tower for the Dalton Yard. That's where they used to throw the switches and monitor everything. And the yard back then had 2 more tracks. And then right on the other side, and you can see where the white is, there's 2 depots here in Dalton. And by the way, if you need water and you're a train and you're with CSX, there is a water wheel not hooked up. But there is a hydrant. And then they are doing construction there. That used to be a banquet room right there. They tore it off. And there's the old railing. I guess maybe they just covered the old railing up back then. So the other depot that's behind you, about 4 blocks down, where used to go quite a bit, is the old freight depot. And that overpass is where we sometimes film underneath when we want to stay dry. Or we want a nice long look down the NS track coming right at you, and it bends just before you get there. That's North Dalton on that bungalow down there. And that is the direction that Crash is, north, straight up there, where he has Horde. Tara's having a birthday for Wednesday. And Crash has 29F hauling our way. As y'all know, 29F is a priority train, and many times they run it 1 by 2 by 0 or 3 by 0 by 0. And the telltale sign, UPS trailers on the back of it. Oh, we have somebody arriving in a travel trailer. So maybe this is a weekend event that's coming up. Here, let me spin you around after I take you out. Up. And on the curb we go. Hope they don't have a glass of water on the table. 29F clear, North Dalton. It's going to be a 1x2x0 tonight. Comes our 2x. they come, UPS trailers. So we're having a concert and fireworks tomorrow here in Dalton. Interesting. We've had just a couple sprinkles, but we didn't panic. But we have had a couple. We have been joined by a trailer, a travel trailer with generator. So, we've got guests, we've got likes, we've got tracks, and we've got you guys. And as John said, your moderator, TC, is on hand for you tonight. What do you think? The first train that rumbles through here blows that horn tonight? Those folks in that Jayco are going to say, whoo, we're close to those tracks. Well, Q1 and Q2, you'll be hearing horn and rumble any moment, because that train is going to come right past you guys first on its way to us guys. So there's you guys and us guys. You guys got the train, us guys got the light. So, Mama Bear, or kid, get that camera ready. Run up there on the roof balcony. Let's get some good pictures of our next CSX train coming. And when we hear horn, we'll rearrange just a tad so we get a little wider shot of the train when he goes by. Right now, we'll just kind of hang out, listen for the scanner, and see what we're about to have. John's favorite milkshake place right down there on the left. And our fella's still hanging out underneath the overpass there by the stop sign. All right, we have kid in position, and he's in possession of his camera. So he's got the camera, he's in position, and he is going to see our next train before we do. Kind of like a sneak peek, which is better than what y'all have named the 15T or 12T, I think it is, Stinky Pete. We're going to have Sneaky Pete. CSX southbound, coming through Tunnel Hill, then past Kid, and then to us. Mama Bear, I hope you get a great big surprise Heritage locomotive on the front of that train for you. If they're having fireworks tomorrow night, does anybody know where they shoot them off from? Wow, isn't that just an incredible piece of machinery? Q1's new trailer or camper. You can just park it on the siding and whoo, maybe riding in style. Not sure CSX is going to want to give up its track inspection unit, but hey, we got plans for it. Dirk, could we ever? Just think we just ride around and get all kinds of pictures and run the live and let's have a good old time. Listen to the radio, we wouldn't need a scanner. Gavin could come over and blow the horn, yeah, we'd have a big time. Well, Mama Bear, as you can see with all the clouds, we're a little short on sunset. It sure is quiet in downtown. Mama Bear, we don't have much. So y'all know that there's a green. So, since we're rail fanning and enjoying the evening, we're going to get as much sunset out of this as we can for Mama Bear. All right, Mama Bear, and Tara, and Jennifer, she's on there, and anyone else. That is the most sunset that I can give you with one twinkle star on the side of the building. So, far over to the right, next to the red light for the siding. There's more than one there, but the trees are blocking it. The two in the middle, red over red, Norfolk Southern, Atlanta North District. And the two on the left, CSX, the W&A. When I hear horn, we'll swing over to the track, but until then, y'all enjoy that sunset. Best I can do, Mama Bear, with all the clouds. That's it. One little spot for you guys. You know, Tara, there should be a limit on how many you can get in a week. And you are fast approaching the state limit. Even if y'all do have rail fan license plates up there. Oddly enough, we don't even hear any action from the switcher tonight. As y'all saw, all the cars that are normally on the siding here are gone. Okay, that's fair. On birthday weeks, you can have double the quota. That's only fair. What do y'all think? Double the quota for Tara on her birthday week? Well, that sure sounds like fireworks in the distance, but I don't see any sparkles to show you guys. There's now a bird sitting on top of our green. Oh, there it is. Not sure why we have fireworks on a Thursday night, a week and a day before 4th of July, but those were pretty large. Don't know if we're going to get more or not. All right, there is a rumor from Warren. He just saw that we have a loaded coal train coming at us. So, you guys, next up, one southbound coal train. One sunset, and you're actually looking north. So, you have a dimensional sunset tonight. Norfolk and Western reported in Rockwood, Tennessee. 4 minutes ago. On a grain train. Way to go, you two! Get him all warmed up so he's ready to blow that horn some more. And as y'all say, Kid and Mama Bear said our lead engine's going to be 771. They got him all warmed up. They got horn salutes from him. the grain train. And the National Weather Service just sent me a notice that says, "Hey Mike, tomorrow you have a 50% chance of heavy thunderstorms." Oh boy. Yeah, it's amazing. And John will tell you, particularly if you see it like at Coffee's Cliff, it's amazing the amount of grain on top of those cars where they filled them. And they either got pulled the chute up before it was done or had it splashed out the side a little bit. They're just covered in corn on top, and as they shake, rattle, and roll, they lose corn all the way from here to there. Or sometimes they have a small leak. We were at Coffee's Cliff, and you can see a tiny little stream of corn coming out of one of the hatches. So when you're at Coffee's Cliff and there's a grain train sitting there, it's really interesting. And twice a day the pigeons line up about 400 strong on the wire there, survey the scene below, and they either circle down on top of the grain train or they look for the grain between the tracks. And John and everybody else that's been there, there's this funky smell at Coffee's Cliff, and it's rotting corn. All right, let's hear what the scanner's got to say. Yeah, kid, it probably does make them coffee grains. Okay, we have a horn to the south, but I'm guessing, oh, look, we got a campfire. Well, right now we'll just stay on the sunset, but we'll show you the campfire before you all go. Our guy underneath the railroad, the car overpass alongside the railroad has a fire going. Must be cooking dinner, hobo style. Coffee's Cliff, branded corn. I'm telling you, when those pigeons amass on that wire that goes over that one bench, you do not want to be underneath it. Kind of all quiet. That upper layer has a brilliant pink in it right now. I can't get it to pop out of the camera any more than it is. And I'm watching the signals. You can smell the hobo fire. Every now and then we see a little flicker of the flames from underneath the overpass. Oh! Here comes our nightlight trying to come on. If y'all haven't noticed, we have passed the longest day of the year. And where we were light until 9:40, it's already starting to go back the other way. And for those of you that did not know it, yesterday was 6 months from Christmas. So 6 months ago, yesterday, was Christmas. And as of yesterday, it's 6 months to the next Christmas. So if you have not begun to make your list for what you want for Christmas, now would be a perfect time. Because you have less than 6 months to get ready. 6 months to wrap, 6 months to give it, 6 months to cook. And Rick, you have 6 months to meet that person at the stove that you mentioned. Kid got lucky. He's eating good. He liked them pigeons. AGS, are you still on? Or whoever's in charge of the weather tonight? What's our update? You said around 9:30. We were going to have to bail, Bob, bail. Right now, we just got sort of gray skies to the west, but we do have a streak of pink to the west as well. There goes a fancy flying bird. I'm not sure what he is. He can do hard left and hard right. Our northbound signals are red. Our southbound signals are red. And the flashing light that you see is on the side of the old control tower. Hi, Crash. Glad you're back. Hello, American Explorer. Radar forecast shows nothing after 2200. How about from now to 22? Are we clear? Earlier it said around 9:30. We better have an umbrella. We've had a couple sprinkles, but none really to count. Just here and there. Uh-oh, kid. You better start thinking what's gonna happen on the anniversary. Crash, I'm glad you're back. I bet you're back because you're gonna tell us 4 trains just sped past you at a rapid rate coming south, right? Dirk has given us a green light on weather. All right, if that's the case, we are on a 29-minute countdown till 9:30. Once we hit 9:30 where we are, the light is just not cooperative. So we got 29 more minutes to pack in 8 trains. So Crash, we're counting on you. You take care of NS, Mama Bear, Q1. You guys take care of CSX. Now we just need to find Green Bean or somebody to the south, and they can take care of getting those northbounders coming up. Oh, you're kidding, kid. Christmas Eve is the anniversary. Yeah. Ain't no way you're going to forget that now, are you? I got confidence in you. You got this covered like a coat of paint. Q1 is at his post looking for a southbound CSX. He's trying to find that motorhome on wheels he saw last night. they're doing a little testing behind us. Let's hope they don't decide to start singing. notice the music, but maybe if I talk, it won't pick it up. So, can't see our campfire underneath the overpass at this point, but we got a green on NS, and we are going to hang out till we put this one in the bag for y'all. Our night light is on, so that'll pick up some on our track. We are at that point where it's hard for the camera to get a whole lot of detail for you, but we are going to get one more if he will cooperate. We got green, we got track, we got Dalton, and we got you guys. Scanner's on, and we're just kind of quiet listening for him. We'll stay with the light until we hear him, and then we'll spin around the other way. All right, he's at Walnut. Killdeer flying overhead. We have horn. we'll try and pan with the locomotive. That's why we're kind of wide angled out. We'll try and catch him dropping the green, assuming he has enough locomotives up front to trip that signal before he gets covered up by whatever he's got and pull behind him. And then once he does that, we'll come on back where our night light lights up the track right here. After we watch him trip the light going northbound. So that'll be our plan for this one. Like I said, a little tough here in the dark, unlike down by the overpass where we are down there. You can see the amount of light that we have when we're down there, plus ours. Pouring salute tonight. Well, everybody, there he rolls into the night. And they are starting to sing, and that could be patented or copyrighted music. So everybody from Casey and I to all of you, before we get a copyright violation, we will see you guys at the next track as they begin to practice over here for the shindig tomorrow night with fireworks and stuff. Everybody, thanks for being with KCI here on Rail Moments. Y'all have a fantastic night, and we will see y'all trackside tomorrow.